Unique seafood. What are some of the other ones, Chaveevah? A
Other-
facial
Yes.
from
that's right.
Genesis.
Genesis Studio Spa.
Yeah.
All kinds of neat stuff.
Right. All right. See them writing. They're saying boom shakalaka. What do you have? Boom shakalaka!
There we go.
We're so happy to be here. It's Friday. You made it. Thank you. Thank you for being here.
And who are you?
I'm Rocki.
And I'm Chaveevah.
And this is North End Update. All
yes.
right. We like to act crazy sometimes. It's Friday. We just don't know how to stop cutting up. Okay, let's see. What do we got? Welcome to the best show on the internet, because there's always something good happening on the North End.
And everywhere else. We want to remind you, again, be sure to be one of the first 5 people to write boom shakalaka in the comments and have your name entered into a drawing.
Yes.
Win some cool stuff.
Right. And we got to shout out to our frequent viewers: May Ambrose, Mia Brown Robinson, Solomon Funches, Yakubu Advese.
Betty Myron Tovar, Charles Young, Shante Grundy, and Reed Roberts. Be sure to like our North End Update page, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And yes, if you have not already seen it, check out our website.
Yes, that's northendupdate.org. Okay, today our show is going to be amazing.
Yes, it is.
We have Cassandra Hart, who's assistant principal for Waterloo Community Schools, and she's also going to talk to us about her sorority, which she's very proud of.
Yes. And we have Lisa Ambrose, who is the director of Amani Community Services. So both very dynamic women. And, it's just going to be great talking about what's going on.
And, I think Lisa will be able to talk to us about our subject, what people need to know about how you can be forgiving a person, but you don't know how. Forgiveness is one thing, but you don't have to rebuild all those relationships. So we're going to talk to her. She's an expert about that.
Okay. Yep. So what are we now? We are celebrating 5 years of positivity.
That's
from
right.
a North End perspective.
That's right. And
Yes.
when we say that, we know the news has to bring you the bad news. That's their job. And we watch our local TV station, KWWL, all the time. We got to know that stuff. It's very important. But we counter that. We talk about the good stuff. So everything good in Waterloo, you can count on us to bring it to you.
Absolutely.
Oh, what is this?
Looks like we got breaking
news. Oh my goodness, hot off the. Oh, thank you,
All
Caleb.
right.
Caleb, thank you so much. Caleb, since you're not tied up, come over here so everybody can look at you real quick. So yeah, we don't ever show you our new intern. This is Caleb.
This is
Squat down.
Caleb.
You got it. There he
Yes.
is. Yeah, thank you. Breaking
right.
news, hot off the press, Caleb.
Absolutely.
Thank you. What is it,
Okay.
Chaveevah?
All right. Councilwoman Nia Wilder
Oh.
lost the milking contest at the Cattle Congress.
no.
Okay?
She was out there trying
That's
hard,
right.
though, right?
She said, although I did not win, I learned how to milk a cow, and I had a great time doing it.
Oh,
Yep.
that's good. We love you, Nia. Thank you so much. And that is really important, breaking news. And it's not bad.
That's right.
It's
Y'all
just-
needed to know that.
That's how you lose and admit that you lost.
Okay.
All right, news flash, birthday people. Be sure to stick around for your shout out and your birthday song, because Cassandra Hart gets that singing voice from her mama. I know for a fact. You can sing. I already know. She's going to sing good. And I know Lisa got a lot to sing about today, so we're going to have a nice quartet. All righty. Well, I tell you, I think it's time to introduce our guests and talk to them.
Yes.
Yes.
For sure.
Well, thank you, Ed, again. And this is always a great time to introduce our guests. And we have
Yes.
Cassandra Hart, First Lady. Welcome.
Welcome. Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're so
And
welcome.
we also have Lisa Ambrose of Amani Community Services. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
You're so welcome. We're so glad to have you both here today. We have our Give It Air. No, what are we talking about today? The Soul Town. We're going to talk about the Soul Town first.
Yes.
Yes, our soul town. So we're going to talk about it. Here's how I like to announce it when I mess up the script like this. I usually say something like, we're going to talk about the soul town. All right, there it is. There you go.
So what about the Soul Town?
Well, the Soul Town is just a great magazine that is homegrown right here in Waterloo. And are you familiar with it?
I sure do. Yep. We subscribe. Yep.
Yes. Cherie Kaba has introduced this great publication to our community, and we're just really happy to have it.
That's right. It's been going strong for 5 years.
Right along with us.
Absolutely.
The
yes.
inspiration for this show, actually. Yes. So, go ahead.
No, you can get either a print edition or a digital edition of the Soul Town, and to get either one of them, all you have to do is plug into the soultownmagazine.com. Magazines are also available at Earth's Beauty Supply, or you can just call Chillin' at 319-505-4020.
Right. Thank you very much for that, Chaveevah. Okay, so we're going to start out with our email with you guys, okay? Because we're going to get to your personal good stuff in just a moment. But first, we're going to talk about our email. What did we get, Chaveevah, for an email?
We got Jenny from Waterloo, who says she's been following us for a while, and she noticed the post that we had about banned books and wanted to know what is our take on books being banned, and for whatever reason. How do you feel about banned books?
Yeah. Cassandra, do you have any, being an educator, how do you feel about the fact that a lot of books are being banned these days?
I think, it's important for everyone to have a voice. So depending on what types of book those are, how the impact they have on students, and depending who's going to suffer for not having that that knowledge and information. That's why it's so important to have shows and a platform like this to come and be able to share those books that are banned. Because we think about the books are banned and why they're banned and the purpose of those.
You can see our background here, and I hadn't read The Bluest Eye.
Not yet.
Have you?
Not yet, but I want to.
Well, these are some of the books that are being banned. And, our Give It Air topic is kind of on the same tip as The Bluest Eye. And Chaveevah, you read the book.
I did, by Toni Morrison, and a lot of what I drew out of it had to do with adopting certain beauty standards that are not necessarily our own and stuff like that. And there's so much more than that, but that's just one of the things that came out of that. And like every little black girl can probably remember, taking a towel and wrapping it around your head and making yourself some hair. Those sorts of
things.
Those sorts of things.
That identity and what America sees as beautiful hasn't always been the standard that African Americans have to go by.
Exactly.
So, and that's one of our subjects in our Give It Air today is about teach children who they are before society teaches them who they're not. So I think this is important in The Bluest Eye, and these are books that need to be read because everybody can identify, and that's why there's a Miss Black America. People always go, why you gotta have your own beauty contest, because beauty is seen differently. It's in the eye of the beholder.
Exactly.
And if you think blonde hair and blue eyes is the only kind of beauty there is, then where does that leave us,
Exactly.
right? So
Right.
we just had to we might as well go ahead and kill that and say give it air, right? We gave that a little bit of air.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we did 2 birds with 1 stone, but we're not killing nothing. This is a good show.
That's right.
Okay. All right. Next, we want to encourage somebody because somebody needs to hear this. Chaveevah, what is it?
That's right. You don't have to
This one's for you.
rebuild a relationship with everyone you've forgiven. Just because you're at peace doesn't mean that they're not still toxic.
Okay.
Somebody needs to hear that.
Somebody needs to
Yes.
hear that, and we hope you understand that just because, somebody says everything is okay and you forgive them, but still, if whatever relationship may be, if they're still doing the things that made you fall out, it's okay to just stay back.
Exactly. Move on.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And I bet you run into that a lot
Oh,
with
yes.
domestic violence and abuse, where people just don't know where to draw the line anymore. You know, they've forgiven this person, but, you know, maybe they just don't feel comfortable being in their company.
Right. And sometimes they think they have forgiven that person. Because when you truly have forgiven someone, you don't bring up that subject anymore. But sometimes we're quick to forgive that person because we want to get back to normal. And then when time goes on, you start feeling like what you just said, like, you know what, maybe I shouldn't have did this, or I'm still hurt by this situation, whether it's a family member, man and woman relationship, whatever, you know. Sometimes as humans, we're quick to forgive, but then we have feelings too. And so that's why it's very important for you to take your time to do that, you know, and just don't be too quick because, you know, the situation is still there.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And like you said, sometimes you just got to get away from that toxic person. And it's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah.
That's right.
Because it's all about your peace.
Yeah. Yeah. And sometimes I think that people think that they have to have a mate. You know, a lot of people think that all single people are lonely and all relationships are good, and that is not the
No.
case.
We live in a
So-
real world, so nothing is perfect.
Right, right. Yeah. So just remember that.
Yeah. Love yourself and get that peace.
That's right, and keep it. And don't let them
Exactly.
back
I
in.
know that's right.
Leave 'em alone.
Exactly.
You know what they up to, right? You know they ain't no good. All right. Well, we just feel, since we're seasoned women, we've been through it all, so we like to talk about some of
I
that
know that's
stuff.
right.
Pass it down to
Me
you
too.
youngsters.
Yes,
Right.
yes.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see. We got some questions. Who do we start with, Chaveevah?
Well, I would like to ask Cassandra about, you know, to give us some more information about your sorority and the upcoming event that you have.
Oh, I'll be honored to. My name is Cassandra Hart. I'm president of the Waterloo Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority. Delta Sigma Theta Sorority is a non-profit organization. It was founded in January 1913 by 22 college-educated women on the campus of Howard University in D.C. We promote academic excellence and also provide assistance in the community. We have established a lot of programs according to our 5-point thrust. So the 5 areas that we focus on is educational development, economic development, international awareness and involvement, political awareness and involvement, and physical and mental health. So it's so important that we provide programs and give back to our community. And the Waterloo Alumni Chapter is here. We are active and involved. And we have a program coming up tomorrow.
Oh, that's right,
so
right.
Excited for. It is the first ever annual Black Women's Health Summit that we have here in Waterloo. And the goal of the event is provide cultural information to be informed, to manage any health disparities, to make sure that we take control of those health that affect African American women.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of speakers that are involved. One of our keynote speakers is Dr. Nafisa Ibogi.
How appropriate.
Yes, definitely.
Great.
She's one of our speakers. We also have, I want to make sure I get everybody right. We have Shantilla Caston. She's a mental health therapist and a diversity outreach specialist at UNI and co-facilitator of the Racial Healing Support Group. And we also have Jean Beck, nurse practitioner at People's Community Health Center, who works to reduce disparities in historical underprivileged populations. So it's going to be a wonderful event tomorrow from 11 to 2. And one of our main sponsor, we couldn't do that without the support of CUNA Mutual.
Oh, yes.
They're our main corporate sponsor. We had other sponsors as well: Black Hawk County Public Health, Cedar Valley Subs, Hawkeye Community College, Hy-Vee on Logan, Unity Point, Hawkeye Community College, UNI, and Wartburg. So
Wow.
this is something that's very important to our community. We have a lot of feedback, individuals donate, so we want the community to come out to support.
Oh,
So now is this event free and open to the public?
Yes, it is. It is free and open to the public.
wow,
Okay.
how about that?
All right.
And so informative. And like a lot of things like we're talking about are culturally specific. So these are things that affect African American women differently than maybe the rest of the population.
Right.
So, and mental health is so important. I'm so glad that you covered that. And a lot of people are saying nowadays that it should be called brain health. Because, you know, when we say mental health, people hear that word mental and they feel, oh,
Right.
they start putting their guards up. But your brain is an organ.
Exactly.
Yes,
And it
yes.
functions just like a liver or a kidney. So we need to make sure that we have that in check.
Exactly.
Yes, absolutely.
Exactly.
And we are also proud we have vendor Imani. You'll be there as
Oh,
well.
you'll be
Imani
there.
can
Yeah.
service
My staff
help.
will, but yep.
Yes, they were
Yes.
there as a vendor. So it's just important that the community comes together to discuss and to inform about the disparities that lie in the African American community, excuse me, as we focus on our health.
Oh, yes.
Well, good, good. And you being the president, and you rocking that presidency. I could see you just like, I am the president of the whole thing. And Sharina, I didn't know who to reach out to, so I reached out to her. She directed me straight to the president. So I'm glad we were able to get the president.
You know,
right?
and I can't take all the credit. I have two
Sure.
wonderful co-hosts. Rhonda McGreiner,
Oh,
who
yeah.
is our
Yes.
diversity coordinator at Hawkeye Community College, and also Crystal Madlock,
Oh,
who
okay.
works at Wartburg College as well. So they have been planning, and we have several others planning, but there are two planning co-hosts
Yes.
chairs.
Great.
Sounds wonderful.
See?
Yeah, and it sounds like a really holistic approach, like
Oh,
covering
yes.
everything.
Yes.
So,
Yes. And you see, this is just another example why we like to highlight good things, you know, the great black excellence that we live right among, you know,
Exactly.
because there's so much going on. It's not just the knucklehead you see on TV robbing the bank or doing whatever the bad people are doing. We got great, great, beautiful people from grassroots right here in Waterloo, from the North End, with a North End
Yes.
perspective. All right. We'll show you a little bit. Thank you so much, Cassandra.
Honored to be here.
And your son, I believe, is on, I think Travis is hanging out with your son. Is it
Yes,
Quentin Jr.?
yes, that's
Is
my
he
son.
interested in real estate or?
He is. He is
Okay.
a senior, so I have a
Oh,
senior
okay.
in the
Wow.
house. He also made homecoming court at East High School.
Oh,
my
so,
goodness.
we're so excited. He talked about doing some things in real estate, so that's a whole nother topic when we talk about students and experiencing a variety of different jobs, a different market, and those things. So reach out. Travis done a wonderful job, so now he's one of his co-op students. So
Oh,
he'll be
wonderful.
starting that soon.
Oh,
Cool.
good. Yeah,
Yeah.
Travis is really loving it. So he's really happy to be a mentor and kind of
Yes.
have kids to kind of gear up for the business.
Yep. Yeah, I think that's really
That's
great.
good.
Yes, for students to learn more about that. I mean, because you know, where you grow up, what you learn and stuff like that, there was not a focus on home ownership.
Exactly.
Much at all. I mean,
Exactly.
Chicago, everybody's apartment dwellers for the most part. So you don't
Right.
think about those things and how important it is. So.
Exactly.
But just think of the money you save. No, don't have to buy a home, and you no car because you got to. You know, it's on public transit. I
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah,
like
that's
that
right.
concept.
That's
so
right.
whatever works, right? Okay. Well, thank you again. And now, Chaveevah, you got some stuff for our wonderful guest, Lisa. You've been here before.
Yes, I have.
Yes. So how have things been going with Amani Community Services?
Busy.
Busy.
Very
Okay.
busy. You know, our work, we don't get on Facebook. We can't talk about it. So people really don't know what we're doing. So,
right there.
but we are working. My staff they're excellent. I mean, if I only could pay them what they're worth, and maybe one day I will be blessed, you know, with funding to do that. But they are doing a lot of undercover work here
I
in
can
Waterloo.
Well,
Well,
it
the
has
whole
to be,
state, yeah.
Sure, but it would have to be undercover because these things are so personal. and
Exactly,
private. Talk
exactly.
to our people exactly about what Amani does.
So we do domestic violence and sexual assault services here in Iowa. We're in Waterloo, Cedar Rapids, Davenport, and Des Moines, but we can serve the whole state. So we can help any victim that's going through domestic violence or sexual violence. And then, of course, we also refer them to other agencies as well. And one of the things that I like to refer clients to when I'm able to work with clients is to address our brain health.
Brain health,
like you
right?
said,
Okay,
almost every-
sure.
Yeah,
It's-
so
yeah.
because our staff are not therapists, but we can get you through, the issues around domestic violence and sexual violence. Talking about red flags, having healthy relationships, and different things like that.
Sure.
A lot of times, our clients, they have issues surrounding going back to those relationships or even being by themselves because of financial. Financial is the number one reason most people stay because
Oh, yeah.
you can't leave a relationship and then have somewhere to go. There's no money out there for you immediately. So, but yeah, Amani, we also depend on help from our community. And CUNA did award us some money this year, a very nice grant that we use for our Step Up program.
Wow.
And that's to help women to step up. And so we're able to, address some of those financial issues that clients have had to keep them back. And so I'm just really blessed that we were able to get that funding to do that for our clients and give them that extra assistance.
Yes.
And all our services are free. Everything is confidential. I always say, with our agency, we want to make it easy for you to get our services. So you can do everything over the phone. You can do everything through email. We don't never have to see you. You don't have to get a police report. So there's no investigation behind it or anything like that. We just take your word for the abuse or
See, that
the
was
situation.
one of the questions that I was going to ask as far as who's eligible and how do people access them. But that, I'm sure, makes it a whole lot easier for them. I was wondering about maybe any sort of programs for young people to perhaps address, these sorts of things starting early, like in young relationships.
Yes, we have a prevention team, so we got a prevention grant. We have a new staff. Dominic Terry is the prevention staff. He's working with our prevention staff. Him and Anthony Thomas.
Oh.
Okay.
And so they are in one of the. I want to get the right school, Bunger, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, Bunger. So they're working with the males, and that team is to teach our young black and brown boys about consent and sexual assault and different things like that. That they'll need when they go on to college and to live their lives normal lives. So, we want to expand that, to the rest of the communities to educate our black and brown boys about those topics around consent and different things like that. And so right now they work with a lot of coaches because that's one of the ways that we can get a lot of black and brown boys together. But we do some education with them as well around consent.
Good looking out, because those boys, them seniors, I'm telling you, they definitely do need
Yeah.
it. And that's all kids. It's good to start young.
Exactly.
I love the way that you recognize what you can handle and what you can't handle.
Oh,
And
yeah.
we think that's kind of what people have been saying about the police department, is making sure that you have other people there to care for a person that may not be a violent person but having a mental health crisis.
Exactly.
So you're promoting them or pushing them to the right resources.
Yeah, because I don't think one agency can do everything.
Right.
Another thing I would love to see in our community, we have a lot of black businesses, a lot of black people that are starting businesses and different things like that, and they're already in the service, the social work
Sure.
structure to come together. So we all can sit at a table and say, what can your services do for this person? And just get a roundabout services for our community, which I think would help our community a lot with the issues that we have going on here in Waterloo.
Sure. Well,
I
there
love
you
to
go.
collaborate. I don't like to do everything by ourselves.
Yeah.
Right.
You know?
And collaboration is key. It takes a village.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
So you heard that here on North End Update. Everybody come together.
Okay, Lisa, Are there any events or anything upcoming that you'd like to make the
Yes.
public aware of?
So I just want to remind everybody, next month, October, I know it's breast cancer month as well, but it's also domestic violence month. And so if you care about domestic violence, that is our flyer up there. We have an event October 13th. I'm
Nice.
collaborating with Reverend Funches in Jubilee Methodist Church. And so our staff, I'm going to be in it as well. We have a lot of women. We're going to do a little skit around healthy relationships.
Okay.
And so it's October 13th from, I think the doors open at 5:30
Okay.
till 8 o'clock. And Lee Christophers is cooking the food, so you know
That's
it's
right.
gonna
I
be good
did
food.
see
Yes.
that. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
The Christophers.
so I will be
hopefully.
mailing out letters about that, and
Okay.
then at the end of the month, we always do in my other areas. I don't know what everybody's doing, like in Cedar Rapids and Des Moines, but we have a Facebook page for all those areas. So if you ever want to know what's going on in Cedar Rapids or Davenport, you can just look on that. But in Waterloo, at the end of the month, we do this every year right at our business. We do a trunk or treat. So we invite different social work agencies, and they come out and they dress up their trunks, and people dress up, and they give out candy and then information about the organization.
Awesome. Well, thank you for sharing that
Thank
with us.
you.
And remember, now they have funds if you want to step up and step out.
Right, exactly.
Because sometimes you need to be out of that relationship.
Yeah, yep. And like you said, home ownership and all that. So
All of
we
that.
have some speakers coming to talk to our staff, our clients as well, about owning homes and different things like that.
Awesome.
All right.
Thank you so very much. Well, it's always a blessing to have you come
Thank
on
you.
and
Thank
encourage
you.
and inspire people. Silence hides violence, which is so true.
Oh,
Thank
yeah.
you for that, Agnes. Okay, we want to remind our people that our show is brought to you by Waterloo Community Foundation, a grant that they gave us, and we're using it for Caleb and all kinds of good stuff, new equipment,
Oh, yes.
and we have some new scholarship programs coming up. Also, who else, Chaveevah?
We are also
Greens
one of our
to go.
sustaining collaborators is We Are Rose Co-op. They're helping to eliminate food deserts by
Yes.
increasing access to fresh, affordable, local, healthy food.
Love it.
Right,
Yeah.
and Grout Museum District. Be sure to check out Grout Museum. They got this awesome new exhibit. We know there's construction there, but go there. It's your hometown. And yeah, there's that.
Okay.
You recognize the mayor, I'm sure.
Also, shout out to Banneker Watches and Clocks.
Yes, our beautiful mantle
yes.
clock. So yeah, go there. And also Educational Opportunity Center, the UNI EOC. Thank you so much for your support of Rocki and Chaveevah North End Update. We got some great birthday people today, Chaveevah.
Yes, we do.
The best
every,
ones.
every Friday.
Yes,
That's
my
right.
home girl, Ruthie Stigler and Emma Stouffer, Derek Holmes. We just talked about him.
Yes, we did.
Hey, who else, Chaveevah?
Okay, we got Beth Cox Hollingsworth, Travis Lee Ferguson,
Hey,
and
baby boy.
Patrick Osaka Antipas. Happy birthday.
All right, who we got, Lisa?
We got Karis Golden, Penny Hansel,
Yay, Karis. Yay, Penny.
and Daryl Kincaid.
All right, Daryl.
All right, happy birthday.
And
Oh, we have the Carlos Anderson.
Yay,
Yes.
Los. Yes.
Joyce Ann Wilder.
Oh, my
Joyce.
goodness.
Longtime
Joyce and
community
Wilder.
member.
We love you,
And
Joyce.
Sean Taylor.
Oh my goodness, little Sean, Lillian's baby boy. Okay, we want to encourage you guys to have a great birthday, and I'm sure you would agree,
It couldn't fit more perfectly
than to have a world party.
on the day you came to be.
Happy birthday to
Oh,
ya.
Sean, hey.
Happy birthday to
I like
ya.
this one.
Happy birthday, happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya.
Woo.
Happy birthday.
Woo! Oh, man, that made me want to sing the rest. No, we don't have time. Okay.
Get over that one.
That was the jam, y'all. We're about to play that at the end of every show.
That's right. Yeah.
All right. Well, we want you to get ready for some upcoming shows. We have some great ones coming up, Chaveevah.
That's right. Next Friday, we're going to have Chastity Martin, Royal Legacy, and Lovely Henderson from UNI EOC in the pre-show, and
Yes.
Robert Tyson and Abina Imhotep, the author of this children's
Oh,
book.
I know. It's
Just
a
a little
great
tease.
book. Yes.
Yes.
And I think she's related to David Rainey.
Yes.
Reverend Dr. Reverend.
Yes.
Okay, we're going to have Bill Beck from the Waterloo Fire Department. We're going to also have next month Grant Veter and Bree Boss from Gates Park Transformation. And we're going to find out more about the new marina to be located near the Marriott on the river from Wayne Castle on the 21st. And the mayor bred it all down last week.
He
was
did.
using the
Oh, my
table
goodness.
and all of
Yes.
this and telling us all this is going to be happening. So it's a real
indeed.
exciting kind of deal. Okay, and as seasoned women, we've seen some things, and there are a few things we've learned, sometimes from other seasoned folks.
That is absolutely the truth. And you know what? One of the things I've learned is that if you don't risk looking foolish,
Okay.
you'll never do anything special.
Right? Okay. And what I've learned is that we should be glad that God doesn't give us everything we ask for. Right? All right. And until next week, we want to encourage everybody to keep doing more of what makes you awesome
Like Lisa and like Cassandra. Yep.
because it makes us all look good.
And remember, if it's Friday,
It's North End Update. See you next time.
See you next week.